All right, class. Tonight we're going to do the second day of Chapter 3, Lesson 3, and we'll be dividing a decimal by a decimal. Let's look at the steps. First off, we write down the problem. 0.6 divided by 0.3. Step 2, write the problem so it looks like a division problem. So the first number goes inside, and the second number goes on the outside. In the divisor, 0.3 is the divisor, we're going to move the decimal to the end. So I'm going to simply take it and I'm going to move it right there. Okay. That means it's gone from there, and that means it's now at the end. Move the decimal point the same number of spaces in the dividend. So if I move it one place here, I have to move it one place there. And then we rewrite the problem 6 divided by 3. Now, you may ask, well, why didn't you write down the decimals? When we see the decimals at the end, we can just leave them out. We don't have to leave them in. We don't write 1 point. We don't write 2 point. We just write 1. The decimal point is inferred that it's there. So we don't have to put that decimal in our answer. So 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And we divide that, or we subtract that, excuse me. And we get 2 for our answer. So let's look at some examples. I think we're going to do 3 of them. So the first number goes inside. So 0.96 and 0.4. So the goal here is to get this decimal here. To do that, we move it one spot, which means we need to move it one spot in here. Now, the decimal in this problem falls between it, so we need to keep it in the answer. So it's going to be 4 and 9.6. Okay. Next step to do is to bring that decimal up here so it's in your answer. So we can just kind of cross it off down here, and it's now up there if we want to have it in the answer. I just brought it straight up. 9 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract that. You got 1. Bring down the 6. How many times does 4 go into 16? 4 times. So our answer is 2.4. All right, so moving on to our second example, we got 0.72. We got 0.03. So once again, the goal is to get this decimal here. To get it there, we do that, and then that leaves us with just a 3. If we move it 2 places here, we move it 2 places there. The decimal comes to the end, so it's just going to be 72 divided by 3. 3 goes into 7 twice, gives us 6. Subtract, bring down the 2. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 3 times 4 is 12. So our answer is 24. The decimal would be at the end, but we don't have to write the decimal when it's at the end of a whole number. Only when it falls between do we have to, like in the previous problem here, we have to keep it in our answer. Here, since it falls at the end, we don't have to. Let's do one more. 0.78 and divided by 0.6. So our goal, once again, is to get that decimal there. We move it one place, that erases everything else. And we're just left with 6, which means we move it one place here. But it falls between two numbers, so now we have to keep it in our answer. So 7.8. So 7.8 divided by 6. Once again, we're going to take this decimal and we're going to move it straight up to the top so it's in our answer. I like to do it before we do the division. That way we don't forget about it and it's in our answer. 7 divided by 6 is 1. 1 times 6 is 6. Down to 8. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 times 3 is 18. And our answer ends up being 1.3. All right, tomorrow in class, we're going to do page 93, 23 to 37. So I'll be ready to go. Bring your materials, get a good night's sleep, and we will see you tomorrow. Good night.